show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Well, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel as the one and only Fox and a legend that is Bridgeman. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Evening, Ops. Evening, Bridge. Evening, listeners.
What can I say? Big good evening to you two guys in the panel, and a big good evening to all the boys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to the Rangers Radio.
Can I just say a big thank you to True Blue, JFK, and of course George Logan, commonly known as the good, the bad, and the ugly. But let everybody know that.
You liked that one, didn't you?
For standing in and helping out the show, and some of the great reviews we've had for all the guys coming in and doing the show is absolutely brilliant, Fox.
Aye, big thanks to all.
Did
you have a wee problem? Your technical was all right there tonight, the Ox chair. Or does the technical team let you down?
The technical team never let me down.
Oh, that's okay then. Just in case you're going to go on to them for no having technical.
The technical team stood shoulder to shoulder with me.
Shoulder to shoulder, I love it. Well done.
Shoulder.
So have you finally sobered up then?
What was that?
Have you finally sobered up from the weekend?
What do you mean by that?
Well, you were out in the razzle, weren't you, away to the game?
Uh-huh.
Aye, just asking if you managed to recover well.
I was at my daughter's graduation, if that's all right with you. Is that allowed?
Oh, that's mere drink then,
no alcohol involved, yeah.
Aye. Nice to have you back.
All right, I had a couple Saturday, but not as many as some people.
Don't say it. Don't say it, please.
Every time I went to get a drink, I ended up in a flare.
Oh, Fox. Excuse me.
You coming back, Mr. Fox?
No, I can't help if you can't take your drink, mate. I'm an old guy.
No me, mate. I'm perfectly fine.
Oh, wow.
Had a most enjoyable evening on Sunday as well. After that convincing cup semi-final victory. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed the night as well.
Good on you.
Yeah. Good to see you, Mucker.
It was nice seeing you and your boy.
Dashing and that for the lovely coat you done.
No, wasn't in a new coat, was it?
Got it out the pond, mate. Special occasions.
Is it
another new coat?
Is it back in?
Aye, it went back in Monday.
I love it.
Well, you got a few quid for that, Fox.
Aye, well, it's an improvement.
Did it fit you? It was somebody else's.
It was an improvement for the white leather safari jacket, wasn't
it? Aye, bro, fantastic, Fox. Good shout. So what we'll put the semi-final behind. There's a real comprehensive victory. Some nice stuff. Main thoughts were it was like rope-a-dope a wee bit, Fox, you know. Obviously, the pressure lifted phase when we got the goal just before half-time. We ran out really comfortable winners, 3-0 actually, flattered hearts. And the problem I've got is, Bridget, when we're playing these teams, we're saying we're moving the ball well, we're playing well, but we don't know if we're good or they're that poor.
Yeah, and I think in the second half, our class really shone through. I thought we were a far better team than them the whole game, in all honesty. But there was patches in the game where we our passing segments seemed to peter out a wee bit. But I think overall we were miles ahead of that team for sure. For me, anyway.
It was like, as I said, it was like rope-a-dope. The first half, you've moved them from side to side. The last-ditch tackles are defending well, and you just need that bounce of the ball, Fox, to get you the goal, and then the pressure relieves, and then you go and win the fight.
Aye, we controlled the game from start to finish. Scored more goals. Very important to get the goal just before half-time. Made it a bit easier for Steven Gerrard for his half-time team talk, and scored right away again after the break. Game over. And we just played the game out after that, you know.
Aye.
Well, can I just say one thing? See all this press thing about two big clubs for Edinburgh, Hibs and Hearts, they're no bigger than Ross County and Hamilton now, mate. What a kid on that is. They brought about 7,000 fans to Hampden, and I think Hibs brought about 8. So the tag that they're part of the big 4 clubs in Scotland is a myth now. And along with that other one that's stuck in the league below, Dundee United, there is no big clubs left in Scotland. Rangers are the biggest, Celtic are second best.
Yeah, you're well said, son.
Yeah, can I come in on that one?
No.
Right, okay.
Carry on.
No, I was just going to say that, I mean, out of the semi-finals, I dare say, is going to be the norm, where they're going to divvy the kitty up among the 4 teams and whatever costs get paid up front. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually now I actually object to that, because
that's a fair comment.
Really and truly, I object strongly. We had 3,000 or more. I don't know how many full. Let's say 3,000 more contributions to those semi-finals than Celtic for a start, and then God knows how many more than Hibs, and then Hearts, whomever it was at the smallest. So Rangers are going to be. It's going to cost Rangers money having taken.
What you mean is the Rangers supporters' money has been used to subsidise other.
Correct. They're subsidising the other clubs, and that's wrong. And by the way, they're subsidising them, and they know it. They know it. You know, they no way were they ever going to take 20,000 or 25,000 tickets each.
I'll tell you what I would do, Bridge. I'll tell you what I would do, Fox. I would just say your initial allocation for the finals is the tickets you take for the semi-finals. Yeah, obviously the Old Firm would be oversubscribed, and then the rest of them, whatever they took for the semi-final, that would be their allocation for the final at the National Stadium. Is that a good idea, Fox?
Aye, I think that's appropriate.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Bridge?
Oh, yeah, I would agree with virtually anything. That would. There's got to be something that has to be done. The authorities can't just go blindly and say, right, yeah. I can understand it if it's a small town club that aren't quoted, like as Foxy says, like one of the big 4. You know, and I'm sorry. Partick Thistle could have brought 11,000 there, no problem. I would suggest. You know, and there's a few others could have done the same thing. But for that, there was nothing to stop them. The times of the kickoffs were reasonable. You know, admittedly, at 5 o'clock at night or just after it is a wee bit strange. But no, there's no have to go up early in the morning. You know, and get there. Everyone's there for them. 3 o'clock on a Sunday, it's not so bad because they can travel through. But seriously, what they've done there is there's robbery on the Rangers fans for sure, because the Rangers fans have put so much more money into that competition for the semi-finals, and I think it's wrong. I really do. So forgive me, that's my rant over.
No, I get where you're coming from. I think it should be done pro rata. It should be done on the proportion of the tickets you sold. I know you need 2 teams to make a game, Fox, but that seems unfair, doesn't it?
Aye, well, that's the way Scottish football likes it.
As long as it's Sunday.
Aye, as long as it's unfair against Rangers, mate, it's quite acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Well, going back to the positives, look, we're in a final, our first final for a while, Bridge. We've got a big European tie coming up on Thursday evening. We've got a massive league game coming up on Sunday. It just keeps rolling, mate.
Yeah, you know that the bandwagon, our own personal bandwagon, from a Rangers perspective, I have to say, I'm getting more and more sort of tunnel vision with it. I don't want to look past Thursday night now at all. This is it. There's another big box with a huge big tick got to get into that. Because I believe sincerely the way our squad's operating and the way it's using itself and the way, the players are really coming in, they're fighting for each other. There's a good chance that we could go a really good run as long as we only look at the next game and just take it. Take that, play it, see how you go on. Because you can't blame yourself for 3 or 4 games ahead. You can only blame yourself if you don't do well in the next game. Simple as that. That's the way I look at it anyway. It'll be wonderful.
I must admit, I liked the substitutions on Sunday. I thought The manager very good again, Fox. Thinking of the big picture, using the squad, getting people off the park, i.e. Ryan Jack, for instance. Davis is a fruit. You leave him, you just let him do what he likes, Fox. He's a freak of nature. He's like you.
Oh,
You know?
Steve Davis is nearly back to as good as he was before he left. He's a terrific wee player, full of energy. Compliments Ryan Jack and vice versa. I think they two can push us on to good things this season.
Yeah, very accomplished, isn't he? He's a very accomplished player. Really. And maturing lovely. Maturing just lovely.
Davis? Maturing lovely.
He's maturing lovely. His game's still there. He's still got, as Fox has said there, the energy level's still high. And he's still got great control. Huh?
It just intelligence, innit? He just seems to find the space, you know?
Absolutely.
You know, when you used to play against guys that were just that wee bit better, Bridge, and they just made the game look easy. I think Stephen Davis is just one of them that when they're playing five-a-sides lobby one, where did he appear for? And that's the pros.
Yeah. I used to, sometimes when you're playing a wee bit representative stuff, I'm not saying top level or anything like that, but when you step up to the representative level, it's quite amazing the difference in training, the way everything changes, the coaching, everything. It's all done at a sort of double take to get in here, you know. And see, when you're playing the football's a lot faster. And then you step back down to your normal and you think, this is quite slow. You know, first thoughts. But that's you're right. When you play against people who are naturally, I say this in all honesty, naturally gifted and better, actually more tricky than yourself, better players than yourself, you have to have your own strengths and you have to play to those strengths and use them. Otherwise, they'll kill you. They'll just kill you because there's some great players.
I'll say it again. When he becomes a most capped British player, he's due a testimonial. Rangers.
100%.
Northern Ireland.
100%, yes. 100%.
Yeah. Fox?
I'll be at that, that's for sure. I'll be at that.
Aye, I'd agree with that. Yeah. I think Northern Ireland will respect that when he goes to highest cap, and I think Rangers would be the perfect match for a testimonial, mate.
Mm-hmm. Would it be a testimonial between Rangers and Northern Ireland?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm fine.
Southampton.
Just in case I missed it. I'm delighted.
I've known Stephen Davis that will go to a worthy cause. Known Stephen Davis because the class individual is. Right, so the question I'm asking is, right, we've got a conundrum now. We've got Ryan Jack and Stephen Davis. So we've got Kamara, we've got Aribo, we've got Arfield. That's the sort of three that will fit in and out there. And the question I want to put out there to the people is, what's going to be consistently our best three? I'll go to use two first before we ask for callers. Fox?
I think if you're wanting Jack and Davis to be more adventurous, I would bring in Kamara.
Right.
But maybe in home games when we're totally an all-out attack, Aribo would be the better option. But I think they'll share the role the rest of the season for me.
Mm-hmm. Bridgman?
Yeah, I have to agree with Fox. You could, in fact, rotate them, couldn't you, the three midfielders, and still have a place for Aribo, because I think Aribo is a wonderful player, and you know, if you're playing him, however the manager wants to play, what shape he's going to play within his 4-3-3, I think Aribo would be wonderful going forward. I see him as a natural number 10, you know, just natural, and I mean that, and even including him in the old number 10 role. He's just great. He plays in front of the midfield, and it obviously comes back as well, but he plays there, and he's got that wee area, can feed off the full-back coming forward, feed off the winger, feed off the centre forward. He's just there, and he can spray the ball about a wee bit as well. I think he's smashing up there.
He needs a goal for us just to get his getting back on track, I feel, but that's only my opinion, because he's doing all right, but I just think he needs a goal just to give him that boost and keep him moving in there, Aribo. Right, so if people want to join us and give us their thoughts on that, what's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Fox, Malmucker?
You can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online.
What can they talk about, Bridge?
They can talk about anything they want to talk about, as long as it's Rangers.
I suppose some nights I could talk about anything at all. I see there's still a few hundred tickets left for Thursday evening's game, so let's hope they move in the next 24 hours or so.
On that point, I heard, maybe I'm wrong, I heard that that Porto says they couldn't take them or something like that and handed them back. Asked Rangers to dispose of them, so I would say.
It looks as if some of the tickets have been because of that, mate. Right, obviously, if we move them, sell them, it's more revenue to the club. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, anyway, we've been joined with our first call of the evening. We've got a couple lined up already. GFK's joined us. Evening, GFK.
Evening, Oxford. Evening, Bridge. Evening, Fox. How is all this banging cold night? Fireworks.
Evening, Jimmy.
All right, Bridge. Fireworks are giving it laldy out there tonight. Anyway.
There's plenty of bangers on here, Jimmy.
You just stole that wee punch.
And a couple of rockets as well.
Aye. Just before we go on about the midfield, that guys, Rangers created a bit of history at the weekend. Again, ex-Rangers player David Robertson, first ever football player to win a BAFTA. Even Pelé never won one for Escape to Victory. There you go. So well done for David, ex-Rangers legend, still plays for the Legends team that for the Lee Rugby Foundation. So well done to David.
Was that for the Kashmir documentary?
The Real Kashmir. Anybody that's not watched the Real Kashmir, go and see it. Go and watch it. But David Robertson, a BAFTA. Rangers player with a BAFTA. My goodness. The mind boggles. But well deserved. Anyway, midfield 3. Oxford, is that what you're asking, pal? Aye.
Initially.
Aye. For me, it would always be Jack Davis and Kamara, mate.
Right, okay.
On Sunday, I'm still buzzing for Sunday. It was a great all-round performance.
One easy, mate. Anyway, we've also been joined by Stardog. Evening, Stardog.
What's happening, guys? You alright?
Alright, mate, how you doing?
Yeah,
no bad, mate. No bad.
How you doing, mate? What's on your mind?
Just listening to your conversations and that, mate. My midfield 3 would also be Davis, Jack and Kamara the new, but I'm 100% agreeing with Fox. There's no reason whatsoever Kamara and Aribo can't rotate throughout the season, mate, just depending where we're and what game, what the opposition is and things like that.
Could you ever see, GFK, a situation where it'll be Jack or Davis could go on the bench like Davis was at Ross County?
Oh, I think that will happen. You know, I mean I'm not saying we should be saving Steve Davis his legs now, because he's a very cultured player. There might come a time when we come into the January, February when the good grass parts become mud. So that's a possibility, Oxshire. But I mean, time will tell. I mean, as we spoke the other night there, I mean the squad of players we've got now is fantastic. So it allows us to rotate reasonably well and hopefully no affect the form of the team. But that's something that the gaffer could. I mean, I agree with what Fox and what Stardog saying. I mean, Kamara and Aribo, there could be a rotation there. But for me, it would always be Kamara at this moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with what you're saying about Stephen Davis, definitely.
All right, what's your thinking for Kamara, Fox, ahead of Aribo if you were picking the team?
Just on the case that he can fall back into the defensive midfield role, and he's comfortable, just as comfortable there as he is in the straight middle 3, and he allows the more creative players and Jack and Stephen Davis to go and probe going forward. That's more the reason.
All right, okay. Just curious, Bridgman, you the same 3.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with the boy. The boy's playing well. Kamara's playing very well. Don't get me wrong. I think if you look at across the whole 3, they're all very, very good players. But I honestly feel right at this moment in time that that Ryan Jack and Stephen Davis are, shall we say, a level, maybe even a level and a half above Kamara, and that's just in sheer skill and obviously experience as well. But Kamara's a smashing player, a really good player for us, and I think that the boy Aribo and I'm not talking about tomorrow, but in the very, very near future, probably by the turn of the year, he's going to start to fit in there and fit into your team, and he'll win that position somewhere along there. He'll win that position. It'll be very, very difficult to move. Very difficult.
He's got a lot of pluses in his game, Aribo, but it just, as I say, Stardog, I just think he needs something to happen for him. He's went a wee bit. I'm not going to use the word flat because he obviously had that bad head knock, went away and scored a goal against Brazil, so you'll never be flat after that. But for Rangers, he just needs to get in the team and cement his place for maybe making a couple of goals or scoring a couple of goals, and then we can see his career really take off, Stardog, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, mate. I mean, I wouldn't say he's been flat in either, but it's something that's just kind of quite happening for him now. Although he was unlucky hitting the post as well. Remember, he was unlucky with that chance, mate, during the week there. But for me, Davis, Jack, Aribo and Kamara, Aribo is the best out of them going forward, in my opinion. I just don't think he's all ruined games there quite yet. I think Kamara gives you that bit more soundness defensively. Arfield and all, he's probably maybe a team player than what Aribo is now. But that will come, mate. Aribo showed me nothing to say that he's not going to be a great player for us. I think he is. I just think it's going to be much the same way with Barisic and Hollander, mate. It's just breeding him in slowly and getting him comfortable with the setup and things like that. And any time he's come in, mate, he's been half decent for us. He's not had any shocking games that I can remember. So there is a player definitely in there, mate, but I think he is the most attacking. I think Bridge was referenced him to like an old number 10. I see him like that as well. I think he can play pretty much anywhere up the top. But I think the rest of them give you a bit more soundness in the midfield, mate.
Mm-hmm. Is this the downside of the 4-3-3 JFK? Sometimes you try to get everybody in can be quite difficult.
Yeah, possibly, mate. Definitely possible. I mean, I'd like to ask you guys a question. Going into the game, I know we'll all name our teams tomorrow night now, but going into the game on Thursday night, I mean, who would you pick, Kamara or Aribo? It's a must-win game. What are they? I mean, it would obviously be Jack and Davis, but would you go with Aribo, or would you go with Kamara for a bit of defence, or would you go with Aribo for a bit of pace in the midfield? What would you do there?
I'll give you my answer before I pass it round, yeah? And it's going to be a cop-out. You listening?
Right.
The cop-out will be whoever you play in front. If you play Arfield and the three in front, you might have a Aribo on the team. Mm-hmm. But if you have Ojo, Kent and Morelos, for instance, you might have Kamara, if that makes any sense.
Aye, of course it does.
Aye. Right. Stardog?
Do you know the way Gerrard Watts, I could see him not playing any of the two of them and playing Arfield in there and playing Ojo, Kent, Morelos up front, mate, to be honest with you. He's not weird, but it's, we can really not predict him sometimes. He makes these decisions, so I agree with JFK, but this is a must-win game for me tomorrow. I don't think, if we don't win this game tomorrow, I don't really know where it will leave us in the group, do you know what I mean, depending on other results and things like that. So I agree with Jimmy, we've got to win this tomorrow, mate, and for me, he's got to set out the most attacking team possible, but also be cautious at the same time. And if you're playing Aribo, mate, Jack and Davis, they can cover as well at the back, so that's what I mean by being cautious but still being adventurous, mate. I think this is a game we've got to kind of grab by the scuff of the neck early. We've got to be physical. We've got to be up for the battle, because I don't think they will. I think they proved that over there. So I think we need to win this game definitely, but God knows who'll pick, mate.
Aye, it's a difficult one, but I think it was JFK mentioned there, Bridge, about the squad, and when you think about it, we're talking about 3 transfers one days, and really we didn't do too much sort of last January apart from the loan players. Some of them were stuck about, but the way the team's evolved, you went to that semi-final. If you think back, 2016 semi-final, which was 3.5 years when we played that mob, was there only Tav? Is that it? Tav?
Probably only Tav.
Which is
Wes and Halliday.
But
they're in the squad, but he's talking about who played,
Aye. That's a remarkable turnout, isn't it?
Incredible. Just incredible. And, you can not much you can say about it other than that was a Scottish Cup, of course, because although we got through with them, and their cousins in Edinburgh cheated us out of that one. the final, and then invaded the park. It's no, you know that you're talking about our midfield there. The gaffer, I would imagine that Stephen Gerrard, MBE, is in his mind he's going to play the same team that started on Sunday. I can imagine that's what he would do. Here's my team. Let get out there, guys, and see what you can do. And if Kent comes through it, which hopefully he has, nothing's been reported. So if he's came through there, injury free, big tick on the box for him, and there you go. You got a ready-made team, that scored 3 goals. And you know, I think that's the way it'll go, personally. Although, just as Starbuck said, and you don't know what the manager's going to do. He could pick a totally different team altogether. But that's what I would think he would go for. The same team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That'd be interesting to see what happens. You can't think it's all tweaks, Fox. He's got his spine in his team. Looks as if the back fours became settled, but he likes to tweak and maybe just slightly change their setup with depending who players we come in to give other teams something to think about. And I think you mentioned, I don't know, I cut bits and pieces of the show in the archives, but I think it was your good self, Fox, that mentioned about Kent slowly coming back to full fitness, and if he plays like he did on Sunday in that second half in most games, we're going to win a lot of points, Fox.
Aye, yeah. Looking towards the game on Thursday, I think I would go with the same 3, Jack, Davis and Kamara. Kamara puts in a tackle a wee bit better than Aribo does. And this is a quality midfield working up against. On the Ryan Kent thing, he'll probably, if he was 80% fit on Sunday, hope that game's brought him on a wee bit more, getting another hour in his body. So I would hope that Kent would start on Thursday night. I think he offers that wee bit of trickery, the ability to go by defenders. Let's hope he can turn it on Thursday.
Here, mate. Here. He gives us something different. And when you look at the goals, he was involved in all 3 goals on Sunday. Ryan Kent, maybe no completely involved in them, but he made the pass to Morelos, he put the cross in for the first one, and obviously people have seen that he was involved in the 2 goals, and I think he just improves our team. GFK be another 10%, and what's he going to be like when he's 100% fit?
Aye, well, I read today, Sadie Sale is only 80 to 85% match fit. He's going to be, when I said that last night, he's going to be a fantastic player for us, and it was made me eat my words, as they say, because I wasn't happy about paying the money we did pay it. But the performance we're getting off him now is absolutely fantastic. It's easy to say world class, but some of his football is world class, and I'm looking forward to Thursday. It's a good midfield he's up against. But on Porto, by the way, they're although they won 1-0 at the weekend, I looked at the wee bit in the YouTube now, and they get booed off the park. They won 1-0, went second in the league, and they get booed off the park. So I don't know what's going on there. They're looking for it. They want to sack their manager, seemingly the fans, but
they're a hard crowd like us.
Well, it shouldn't affect us too much. I mean, it's a must-win. And we need Ryan Kent, Ryan Jack to perform to their top, and obviously with Stephen Davis in there as well. And I'd be happy with Kamara. I agree with Fox about a tackle. Kamara seems to be able to put a tackle in a wee bit better than Aribo, so I would go with that. But then, as Stardug said about maybe the conundrum would be would they play Arfield in there, be Ojo up front? We don't know. The gaffer's done a lot of things like that this season. And we all name teams, and everyone is get it right. But as Ryan Kent goes, I think he's going to turn out to be one of the best players that he's bought in a lot of years.
You need a bit of luck, Bridgeman, as you know through experience. You need to avoid the injuries. Your teammates have to stay on form to make you the player that you want to become, Bridge. Yeah?
Absolutely. Plus they offer protection too. Because you can bet your boots on it, Ryan Kent's going to be a target for some cloggers in our league, and that's for sure. and they're going to stop him come hell or high water. They were trying to grab him. They're trying to grab him in his shoulders, Bruni arms, everything the other day there. What a wonderful mover with the ball at his feet. Wonderful. It's not very often you see people that love holding the ball at their feet like that. David Cooper was one of them. And you know, David Cooper was strong in the legs. Ryan Kent not quite as strong in the legs as David Cooper was. But they couldn't catch Cooper in that sense. They boot him. But they might catch him because they don't seem to penalise people for pulling the arm. You know, when you're running your arms, you're pumping the arm, and somebody grabs your arm and pulls you back, and that's bloody sore when they get you in that. And they did that a couple of times with Kent. So there's certain injuries they're certainly going to try and go for them.
That young boy's the rising star, Tug with Hearts. The boy, let me think, right back, left back.
Hickey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kent just shared that illusion, didn't he?
Absolutely. And it was only 3 weeks ago we were talking about, somebody said we should go and buy him. Aye, right.
And you come, Fox?
I was just giving you the name Hickey, same as Bridge was.
Aye, but he shattered that illusion, didn't he?
He's still a young boy. He looks as though he's got a promising future. He can't go having a go. Ryan Kent's a class player against him, so I wouldn't be having a go at the young boy.
All right, you're very nice. He's one of
Would you buy him, Fox? Do you think you would go and buy him, that boy Hickey?
He's got a lot to learn. He's only 18 years old. Probably through into that.
Fox likes a Hickey.
Aye, well, fair enough. Say no more.
Hear me. I heard that word for a long time. No,
Sorry, JFK, that was a bad one, wasn't it?
Well, it's only guys like you and me know what a hickey is, mate. Everybody in the lobby will know what that is. You say that a lot of all ones in the lobby as well, aren't they?
Aye, a lot of young ones as well. A lot of young ones. Stardog?
What, do I know what a hickey is?
I think you do, mate.
Jimmy will tell you what it is, pal.
Oh, nookie. That's what I call it, a nookie.
Right, okay.
You're getting very close to the bone now, guys.
Okay, right, time to move on, I think, before we get ourselves this.
See, on back to the Hearts game at the weekend there, mate. Did you see Ojo in the second half? He'd spun away for whoever was playing at right back. It wasn't the boy Hickey, but it was just in that position filling in, I think. Mm-hmm. And Ojo spun away for the two players, and the guy just kicked his legs away from him, man.
Absolutely. And
it was just busting away from him, Bridge, and the guy just kicked his legs away from him.
And there was twice Ryan Kent came running through. I'm talking about in the second half. Twice he's running through, and you could see the Hearts player after him. And you just know if he would have got 1 inch closer, he would have clugged him right on the ankle. And that's the kind of thing. That's what I'm meaning is going to happen to him. They know they'll not catch him. He's far too clever for them, so they're just going to boot him. And I'm afraid Hearts didn't have the pace to be able to do that. And they'll come up against the Motherwolves who just won't. They'll just boot him right after the park before he gets a chance. You know?
What I feel with Kent is what Fox and JFK with us. You have different kinds of braveness. Kent wants to take the ball. He tries to make things happen. He's no trying to make these runs all the time. He's mixing his game up, showing a wee bit of maturity. I think that's maybe came for his time with the club last year. But as the game goes on and the space opens up, he then starts to drive. So he's shown a kind of maturity that he never had maybe this time last year.
His reading of the game is getting better. You know, he's running after the ball. But when he does get the ball, he's able to drive with it. And you can see he's always got the heat up looking to see.
Takes you 30 yards up the park, JFK. If he gets to the halfway line,
that's right.
The next thing you're 20 yards, you're nearly at the edge of the box. Yeah.
There was one time in the first half he got the ball just nearly on the touchline, the shy line, just level with the D Rangers half, and he drove for there, and he managed to get right into their D nearly, just driving with the ball. So I mean, he sees a chance to run into the gap. But you've got to commend the whole team for that. You know, the way Alfredo can drag players with him, 2, sometimes 3 players. And that's the danger that they see, and that just opens up space for Ryan Kent, you know. So, and the wee gimme and shimmy and run for Fred's second goal was absolutely wonderful, beautiful play. So it gives us a lot, mate, in that area. So something we've been lacking when he wasn't there. I knew he's back. So long may that continue for us.
Any comforts?
I mean, I like Ryan Kent. He's got a big price tag to live up to. I think there's times in the game he makes the wrong decisions when he hodges onto the ball and beats a player twice. Sometimes you've got to just take the ball and pass it. But I suppose he'll learn that for the management team. It's all right being tricky and, as I say, beating a couple of men, cutting across the park as he does sometimes. Sometimes just a simple ball forward can be more effective than beating people all the time.
It's mixed up's the secret, mate. Mixed up's the secret. If a Bridge will tell you, if you've got a forward who just goes and tries to run past you all day long, you'll be quite happy with that. But if you've got a forward that's knocking out your head, passing it sideways, and then running at you, you don't know what he's going to do. You've got to think, Bridger.
Yeah, absolutely, pal. You've got to be virtually all times when the guy's a really good player. You know, it's these are the guys I love playing against. You know, people that can actually play football. Because they can, you know, it's a big challenge for you, big challenge. But see somebody that can actually make the decisions and actually pass the nice ball. You're not getting away from it. They're absolutely brilliant to play against. It's brilliant. You're reading their game and they're reading your game. It's great to see. Marvellous. I haven't seen many Partick people been able to do that right enough.
I could skin anybody. There wasn't a left back. There wasn't a good left back. Nah, there was none. I skinned them all the time, mate. We Jimmy.
I was doing a wee bit of homework about that, but I'll let you know about it later. Maybe in the international break. I was doing a wee bit of homework about that.
About
JFK, left winger, right winger.
It's a small world. Anyway, if people want to join us and give their thoughts, what's the number? JFK.
0141 356 1972.
Join us where, Stardog?
They can join us at Skype at rangersradio.online.
An old school bluer, Fox will bring you the call. Here's another conundrum for you. We're playing a semi-final, we've played Porto, and then we're going away to Livingston.
Aye.
And Fox, what's the biggest game of the week?
Porto for me. I think it's very important for the club to progress in Europe, and getting 3 points against Porto will be a big boost, not only to the players but to the fans as well. Livingston game will take care of itself. We should be good enough to beat them home and away, and it'll be a struggle, but I think we'll overcome Livingston. Porto, I think this will be a thrill for the fans. I think this will be a real class game, plenty of excitement and goals in it. So it'd be Porto for me.
All right,
Porto
okay,
game.
I get that, mate. But if Young Boys win, if Young Boys beat Feyenoord and we only draw, we're still well in the group, Fox, eh?
But a win, even a 1-0 win for us, mate, puts us in the prime spot to either come second if it goes to the count back or anything like that.
That's us above Porto, yeah?
Yep.
Any victory against Porto does us even enough in each draw, is that right?
Aye, I think so. And well, do you not think that would be great to show our progress? A draw in Porto was a terrific result, but to finally, if we can beat them, mate, that means we'd really odd back and back with a bang.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a nail biter, but aye, okay, I get your thoughts. I know where you're coming from. Same question to Stardog.
I know this might sound a bit daft, mate, but Livingston concerned me a lot more than what Porto do. So did they? I agree with Fox. I think it would be brilliant to get the 3 points. I think they need to. I think we've played them twice this year already. They've proved to be a tough nut to crack, mate. When Morelos playing the semi-final, I imagine he'll play the Mora. I don't see Gerrard starting him at Livingston, and on the Motherwell performance at home, I just think Defoe struggled. So Livingston concern me, mate. But Bridge always says we need to take it one game at a time. So I'm focused on Porto for the now. But in the back of my mind, mate, I'm not looking forward to Livingston at the weekend, and I'm going to put that out there, mate. I don't think Alfie's going to play at the weekend, and I think we'll struggle. But I really do hope we get the 3 points. But that's always in the back of my head, because they've been a tough nut to crack, and he's an organised manager. Silence.
Aye, well, I get where you're coming from. So, is it the physicality? You're not trying to tell me that Livingston are a better team than Porto, are you?
No, 100% no, mate. That's not what I'm meaning. I just think Porto's going to come. They're going to fancy themselves. It's going to be an open game, both the home crowd on our back, mate. You know, I'm confident against Porto, mate. There's just something nagging away at the back of my head. Livingston,
Right,
we're going to be playing this stupid. We're going to be playing against this stupid block again. Defoe's going to probably. Aye.
Mm-hmm. Aye, okay. I get you. I understand your concerns, but
yeah,
I think if we did what you're saying and we go and beat Livingston, we'll be just so much in confidence. Porto. I can just see steamrolling Livingston if we get the result on Thursday night. JFK, then
Livingston's a game for me, mate. League's what I want. Obviously, I want us to beat Porto. Obviously, I'll be disappointed if we don't beat Porto. But if you say to me, what game would I rather win? If you're asking me that question, I want to win the two of them. But if you say to me, what game
you're
would
always greedy. That's your trouble. Always greedy.
Of course, aye. I was a greedy wee winger, as you probably found out. I want to win the two Ox here, but if you push me to my answer would be I'd rather win against Livingston, because I think there's more to lose. We know beating Livingston. The Porto game will take care of itself, as you said there. It'll be great for the confidence of the team. I'm not concerned about playing Livingston. You know, I think we'll steamroller Livingston. I think we'll beat them quite easy. I'm not. My only concern is it's the stupid carpet park, and but I still think that we'll beat them convincingly. So I'm looking for us to get a good performance.
I think that one's linoleum. Actually.
Oh, I don't know what it is, mate. But I mean, being greedy as you say, I would like to win the two. But if I had a choice, I would take Livingston 3 points before I would take the Porto, mate. Because for me, that means more than the European night. Although the European nights are fantastic, we all know that. So I would take Livingston, pal.
All right, mate. Understand. Richmond.
The most important game, the next one. And the next one happens to be our big European tie, and it's going to be a thriller. And I hope that Rangers bring their A game, because they get to bring their A game, and we play as well as we can, and whatever the result is, we'll get what we deserve, and that's what I think. Europe's a tough tie, no matter what it is. We're at Ibrox. We've got to bring back the Ibrox roar and get right into them and play them off the park as much as we can. And if we do that, we'll get the 3 points, just as Foxy says. At the present moment, what you can't afford to do is go onto the park and fall asleep and lose a goal. We can't do it in Europe. It's too big. It's just too big. Can't do it. Don't kill yourself. Get out there, raise your game, bring your best game that you just had there on Sunday. We were wonderful, particularly in the second half. We were tremendous. Great play by some of your smashing players, and they're all there. They'll all be available. Let's go and do it. That's it. Next game, the biggest game. Next game.
He's a politician, isn't he? I'm sure there's somebody looking for somebody to stone as an MP.
You didn't answer the question.
I know, he's a politician, isn't he? Get off that fence, you.
What do you mean? What did I not say?
Well, we were all given an option of that game or the Livingston game, right?
I've just said it. The next game's the most important.
I said that as well, but if you had a choice, what game would you rather win?
The next game.
Right. See,
I'm dead straight, Jimmy. I'm dead
No, I
straight,
know.
pal. The next
Aye.
game, that's it. Don't think about anything else.
Imaginary games when we just don't let you play.
Okay. I hope I'm not confusing anyone.
You've
There's
confused
no
me.
choice. I will not make a choice between the Livingston game and the Porto game. I want to win the next game. We're up against a big team tomorrow night or Thursday night, and I want to win that because that's the next game. Livingston, when we come, I want to win that as well, for sure.
Bizarrely as it stands, nothing each draw on Thursday night, and then we win, then Sunday could put us in a better place, but as Fox pointed out, you know. But if we do win, is that Porto out, Fox? Could that be as good as, which would be a shock in that group, wouldn't it?
It could be, but I think we better wait to the end of the game on Thursday night before we're judging that. I can't believe people think that the game against Livingston's bigger than the game against Porto. I just don't understand that. We've been craving for European football for years now, and here it is at Ibrox, a big, huge game. Possibly, if we win it, we've got a chance of picking up 3 to 4 million extra in European revenue, which will help bring in better players. Livingston, we could slip up at Livingston, but we've got another 30 games to recover after that, or roughly 30 games. I would take a win against Porto over Livingston all day long, mate.
I get what everybody's coming to there, but I think it's this double digits, the trouble. This 5-5, it's causing the fixation. Stardog?
Stardog's dropped out, mate.
Is he? Or JFK?
So we've got another...
I can understand, but is that somebody else come in? Aye.
Oh, no, on you go, Jim.
I can understand what Fox is saying 100%, you know, and he's as passionate as the rest is, you know, but I know there's going to be, we're only a quarter way through the season, or just over a quarter. So for me, the be all and end all is the championship. I'm under the illusions, you know, and I maybe get shot down here. We're never going to win the Europa League this season, next season, or the following season. And I know the money thing is good, you know, but for me, I'll be really disappointed if we get into the last 32 in the Europa League and we don't win the championship. Right? I'm not accepting 2 cups. It's a championship or nothing for me. And that's my dream is for this season. Yes, the European nights are the nights that we crave for. I 100% agree with what Fox is saying. But I'm greedy. I'd like us to win the 2. But I put my coat on that and said, look, what games do you want to win more? I want to win the Livingston game more. Whether there's so many games to go at the end of the league, I don't think we can afford to slip up. Let's not rest on my laurels here, right? We can all say what we want about the puddle drinkers, but they'll grind out a lot of results, right? We need to do the same. So, if I'd love us to win 1-0 on Thursday and 1-0 on Sunday, but if I had the choice to pick one game, for me it's always going to be a Livingston game, Oxford, because I want to win the league. The European nights are special, but I want to win the league.
I think it'll be good to see Rangers at Ibrox. It's quite unusual at the moment, Bridgeman.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. It's isn't it quite confusing? You can't remember which one you're going to. What am I playing? I'm going to the football this week, and I'm watching it in the telly or whatever. You know. Yeah, it'll be really good. I'm so looking forward to Thursday night. 2 sleeps. I just love it. The European nights are just magic at Ibrox. Just magic. And the way we've been playing over the last couple of seasons, we've done really, really well up to now insofar as Europe's concerned. I hope we've got the team and the shall we say the confidence to take that and grasp it and go to the next and get out of the groups. If we can get out of the groups, that is just going to be wonderful for us if we can do that. Just 1 step better than we were maybe 2 better than we were last year. We may need 2 wins to get us there. You know.
Obviously, if we end up with more points, Fox, and you get the group, and then you've another home tie, and then whatever revenue you estimating that's worth about 4 million. that what you're saying?
Well, I think we earned 14 million for the Euro campaign last year. And I think I read somewhere to go into the group stage adds another £3 million on top of that. By the time you've got another home game, TV rights, etc., it builds up between 3 and 4 million, which I think that's more than we get for winning the league, mate. But I know the league's so important to the Rangers support, but we've got to take wins against teams like Porto and cherish them. I just can't believe we were away playing Brecon away up there, mate, and now we're bringing teams like Porto to Ibrox with a reasonable chance, more than reasonable chance of beating.
Start didn't think there was any danger.
I don't know what
Don't kid yourself on. I think we shocked them there on our ability and how good we could play. I think they'll have done their homework on us now, and I think this will be a real tough game.
What would you be looking for in Thursday night, guys? The two games. I mean, we're looking for young boys to beat Feyenoord and obviously for us to beat Porto. That then throws Feyenoord out, but it still leaves Porto still sitting there that they can qualify. Or would you rather see young boys get beat? Because don't forget, we play young boys the last game.
Can you say young boys of Switzerland or whatever, mate?
Young boys of Bern then.
That's all right, mate. Just so people know what we're talking about.
Looking at the table, it's 6-4, 4-3. Obviously, we're second, 1 goal better off than Porto. And so, I mean, we're looking for young boys to go in 9, us to go in 7, Porto in 4, and Feyenoord in 3. That leaves 2 games to go. Would that mean that the game in Rotterdam would be a dead rubber for Dick Advocat against us?
No, he would be thinking if young boys could win and they beat us, they'd go back into the group.
There's still 6 points up for grabs for them if we beat them.
Are they at home? Are the young boys of Bern at home or away?
Porto go. Porto.
No, here on Thursday.
Oh, it's in Holland, isn't it?
In Holland.
Okay.
Just quickly, and we'll take this round before we maybe go to a tune. Who thinks that young boys will get a wee bit of advantage with that, Jimmy, we call it the carpet bowling pitch?
Of course they have.
I don't know if I get it, and I understand that these teams, these countries have got the climate where it makes sense, but it's got to be an advantage. Fox.
It's an advantage for them, but they're doing all right in the road as well, mate. They're not a bad side. And they probably, going on results, they deserve to be where they are.
We should have beat them. Mate.
We should have, but we never. That's the whole point, you know.
We should have been sitting with, for me, we should have been sitting with 7, would have been happy, because I think we could have won the Porto game, but you'd have been happy with a draw, GFK.
A draw, I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing. I'd have taken the draw now, you know, but we should have beat them, and as Fox says, obviously we didn't, but that was a sore one to take when you think even the fact is if we had got the draw, you know, I mean, we'd have been sitting in 5, you know, and they'd have been, that would have meant that they'd have been in 4. We'd have been top of the group, you know, because you take 2 away for them and give us 1. We'd have been 5 points and they'd have been in 4. We'd have been top of the group. So that's quite a bitter pill to swallow in that way, you know, and we threw it away that night.
Rich man, what's your view on the pitch that the young boys are Bern playing? Advantage?
100% advantage. 100% advantage. We only need to look at our own league. It's been there's three teams playing our league, and they've got a big advantage having this carpet pitch. To be honest, Kilmarnock, by the way, they're playing well on their own grounds, and that gives them the confidence to go away, and they can go away and do their defensive work on a standard pitch. But when they play on their own pitch, they play a wee bit better. Livingston, much the same. They know how the pitch is. They know how the run of the ball is. All these things that matter, and it gives them the confidence that this is our pitch, and nobody likes playing it anyway. You know, that kind of. And Hamilton the same. Hamilton just the same. So by the way, 3 terrible pitches, and I can't believe the SPFL are allowing them to continue having these things. But that's the way it is. So any team that plays professional football with a plastic pitch, shall we say, without good need for it, I could understand if they live in the tundra or something like that, and it's continuously frozen up, and I could understand that. But sorry, I don't think young boys of Bern need to have a plastic pitch. I just don't think so. I've been wrong before, of course, but anyway, it gives it to me is a big advantage.
Just wondering what your thoughts were. I mean, I don't think all the Swiss teams have got them JFKs, but that's my thinking,
No, it all depends on what kind of a community they've got. The same as like in Scotland. If they've got a community association that want to use it for other things and not just football, so they're allowed to. And that happens all over the world, So UEFA and FIFA actually allow it. So whatever they do. At least what I can say is only what I've saw, obviously, on the TV is it looks one of the better types of surface compared to some of the rubbish that the three teams in Scotland have got here. So, but it's still an advantage to them. It's got to be an advantage. It can't be anything but an advantage for them. So, but we got the game out the road, and that's what we were all saying at the start of the group stage. Get this game out the roads right away. And we made a pig's ear it, didn't we? So, but it's done now, and we just need to get on with it, and let's hope that we can retrieve with the last 3 games. We've got 2 home games to qualify, I think. We get 10 points, I think we'll qualify. And saying that, I can't remember. My memory tells me that there was a team that never qualified with 11 points before.
I think 10 points would get us through, mate, because of the permutation of the results.
I think so, aye.
Aye, all right. Okay, well, get yourself a mute. And we're going to have a tune.
They come from all of Glasgow, they come from near and far. They come from every Highland glen, from here to Lochnacar. They sail from dear old Belfast to the bonny banks of Clyde. They gather round to Timeless Park and loudly sing with pride. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue of Ibrox, aye, the Scotland's very best. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue of Ibrox, aye, the Scotland's very best. Aye, there's Richie Shearer, Robin, John Craig McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, then I set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue, the Ibrox, aye, the Scotland's very best. Richie Shearer, Robin, John Craig McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. They're the boys in blue of Ibrox, aye, the Scotland's very best. They're the boys in blue of Ibrox, aye, the Scotland's very best.
R-A-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. Brilliant.
You like that
Lex
one?
McLean. Lex McLean, brilliant.
Does that know how he shot his show, Fox Bridge?
Probably, yeah. Very, very big blue nose. Very big. And everybody knew it. Everybody knew it. Huge blue nose. Always jokes when we went to the pavilion. Virtually all his jokes is all a wee Rangers tinge to it, Superb.
How the world's changed, Foxer.
Oh, I tell you. I think what ruined him was
my world's not changed that much for the days.
but look, he was great in the theatre. He was great in the theatre, Oxchair, and he ended up. They made a television show, a comedy show, and it maybe worked all right for a year. I don't think it worked in the second year, and then it kind of faded away, type of thing.
Different skills, mate. Different skills.
That's exactly it. It's different hints and how he's got to watch what he's saying, and he's got to watch the silly jokes that he could do.
We've been told we're all right on the radio, but we crap on telly. No, I mean JFK.
Oh, I know. Can I just give you that wee stat I was talking about? About points that in the 2013-14 Champions League, Arsenal were in the same group as Dortmund and Napoli. And Arsenal, Dortmund and Napoli all had 12 points, yet Napoli lost in 2 goals. So they lost. They didn't qualify because they had 2 goals less.
I don't think that can happen with a.
No, but see this. That's is for it. You says that yourself, Oxia. It's a very, very tight group, and even depending on what happens in Thursday night, a lot of permutations could still be happening. So we need to make sure on Thursday that we beat Porto, and that takes them out of the equation, I would think. If we beat them, because the count back mean that we've drawn and we've beat them. And then if we can beat Young Boys, I would be hopeful that 10 points would get us through.
Would you write a Feyenoord?
If they get beat, I said, Fox. If Feyenoord get beaten in Thursday, mate, I would say that's them done. They've only got 3 points a now.
In this group, Jimmy, you have as much chance of finishing first as you have as being last. That's how tight this group is.
You go for last day first.
Well, they could. If they get beaten Thursday night and we win our 2 home games, I mean, they could only get 9 points. We would have 10. So Feyenoord when they qualify. That's what I'm saying.
Feyenoord's got a smashing chance with Advocaat's there, and there's nobody. I don't think there's anybody got any more European experience than Advocaat. So he might be able to be. He might be the thing that can help them. Plus, based on what he's saying, because I couldn't remember, they're at home against the Young Boys of Bern, and I don't know how good Feyenoord are in reality, but at home. But I dare say, how good they ever were, he might actually improve them a wee bit. So,
what result you want there then?
I want Young Boys to beat Feyenoord.
Right, okay.
Because that means a maximum points and us to beat Porto. That means that the maximum points that Feyenoord could get out the last 2 games would be 6 to get them to 9 points. Whereas if we win, we're on 7, and if we can win our last game, I'd maybe take something there on Feyenoord. That's what I say to you, because if Feyenoord get beaten Thursday night and we win against Porto, right, that means that for Feyenoord it's a dead rubber. Because, how can I'm looking at it on the thing with that we've got a last home game to win at Ibrox. I'm going in the pretext that we can beat Porto and Young Boys at Ibrox would put us on 10 points. If Feyenoord beat Young Boys,
it's not dead rubber when we go there, because if they beat us,
for them it is.
No, because they can still go by us and Porto.
No, if we get 2 games at Ibrox, mate. If Feyenoord beat them, they're on 6 points. I'm not even going to say it. I mean, if we don't get the result against Porto, we could end up actually bolting the group.
Aye. Well, if Feyenoord win their game and score goals, mate, they could top the group on Thursday night.
That's what I'm saying.
Because we could easily draw with Porto.
Yeah, that's what I said, Fox.
It's just a disaster for us, Fox, if it's nothing each.
No, but I'm just saying, showing you how easy it is to go from 4th to 1st.
Yeah.
Interesting. And as long as we're still in it, and if is that what you're saying, GFK? Basically, if it all comes to shove, and if we beat Young Boys at home, doesn't matter how the permutations go. If that you would take that now, let's go there, 1-off game, we win, we're through. Is that what you're looking for?
Of course, aye. I would take that in a heartbeat, aye, definitely. Definitely.
Well, that must be said. That must be said. But you're saying that the 2 home games we've got at Ibrox, then we need to get the 6 points. Well, it would be great to get the 6 points because that'll put us in a position where we'll be uncatchable. So to get knocked out, I mean.
I make a statement at Lockbridge. If we play, we win.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thursday night, we don't necessarily win.
Look, I'm as I say, I'm desperate for Rangers to win in Europe. I just love it when they win. It's great, you know. And if we do well, look, the opportunity's there for us, guys. We're in a very tight group. Nobody's actually made a big charge or done anything fantastic. We're all much of a muchness, to be perfectly honest. In my opinion, we've got a great opportunity. We've got 2 games at home. And if we can't take our 2 games at home, then maybe we just don't deserve to go any further. But please, we must just go out and play. Get out there and show them what the Rangers are made of. We're at Ibrox, frighten the life out of them. Go and do it.
Does that make sense, Fox? I've said that we could play on Thursday and play well, but we might not win.
Aye, that's perfectly
we've got to win.
Valid thing to say. It's just one of the tight groups that anybody can qualify from. So the main thing for me in this European League thing was, could we compete? And the answer is yes. We've competed well in the opening games. And as long as we compete right to the last kick of the ball, I'll be more than happy. My biggest fear was going into Europe and taking some tankings like the Tims did when they were in Europe. So, but we're competing and playing very well in the games.
It's not just let's be honest, it's not just the group, it's that also that Legia Warsaw tie as well, yeah. Because they're a team with a wee bit of pedigree in the last few years as well. You know,
I reckon if our sorry, Oxley, sorry.
Carry on, mate.
I was going to say if our midfield can play with the same form that they've got over the last couple of games there, then they'll put up a really good show, and we've got some of our midfielders are quite dominant in the pitch. So if they don't go overrun or booted off the park or anything like that, then we're in with a good shout from a midfield perspective. Our defence has been a lot better than we were a wee bit earlier on in the season, so we're stringing some good performances together, and we can keep performing like that. And obviously, you're at home. Last thing you want to do is lose a goal. So at home, please, clean sheet every time, clean sheet. Don't worry about it. Just get out there. And the wee guy we've got, Kent and Morelos and Ojo, if we're playing Ojo on the right, my God, that's quite good players, isn't they? When you think about it, as a Rangers team, some really good players. They've got some good form. So let's go out and show them we can do it.
The jury's still up with me, Ojo, mate.
I know, pal. It depends who you're going to play then, you know.
Can I just say, I mean, I'm reading in the lobby here, Marsden Bear and Blue Horizon. I mean, Marsden's saying if Porto play on Thursday, they will win as they have the better players. And Blue Horizon saying Porto will be a bonus, we will beat Feyenoord away, and the young lads. Bern, Blue Horizon, young boys of Bern. So, I mean, that's the guys in there are saying that no, if Porto playing Thursday, they win. I thought we played Porto off a park at times across there.
We did, but I think what they're saying is if they play to their potential, you're into the FIFA manager's job, dude. Yeah.
Aye.
You know, they've got these players that cost this and they've cost that, and if they play, they win. But look, I think it's fantastic. It's going to be really exciting. It's a team that we've played quite a few times in my recent history, and we've had the break of the ball a couple of times against them. I just hope it can happen again, Fox.
Have they beat us recently? I don't think they've beat us, have they?
No, but
it's all been draws, I think.
And the boy McCormick got us that point over there that helped us get through. Was that a champion? That was the Champions League. Was that a champion? Was that McLeish? Then we get the draw against Inter Milan, and that was us. I think we went through with about 5 points, JFK, didn't we?
Well, did we not beat Porto 4-3 in aggregate? Did we not beat them 3-2 at Ibrox, then we drew 1 each year there?
Was it no 2 each at Ibrox?
2 each.
Was it no 3-2? I mean,
I'll check it. All right.
I think it was a 2 each draw, Jimmy, and a draw there as well.
I know it was a draw there.
I think it was a draw at Ibrox as well. Was that no the one that... No, I'm getting mixed up. I just know that Big Pepe's never been on a winning side against us anyway. I know that.
We've played FC Porto 5 times.
2
wins, 2 draws and a loss.
What was the win? Was the win in 2005?
Oh, man, they'll give me one thing at a time.
On your Sherlock's, yeah. One thing at a time.
I tell you, Kyriakis scored the winning goal.
Oh, aye, that's right. Aye, you're right enough, Jimmy. Aye, that's right. Was
Blue Horizon saying it was 3-2 at Ibrox.
I said that.
Was that the game we won? Did we
won 3-2. September it was. It was just before the September weekend. I remember it. And it was Big Kyriakis scored it, and it was scored with about 3, 4, 5 minutes to go or something.
And then we drew one each year there.
And we drew one each year there.
That's how we knocked them out, because we were better than them head to head.
Yeah.
Last 3 minutes, I might have went for the subway that night then.
All right, if people want to join us, what's the number, Fox?
Number is 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. We brought in a cover of one of our only old school blue. Aye, great that we're talking about. I mean, people are giving some valid views in the lobby. I've not read them, but about Porto, I think as Fox has pointed out since the group, they're just maybe that wee step up on paper, but the game's not played on paper, Fox.
Aye, correct, mate. As I say, what's good for us as fans is we need to find all sorts of ways to beat teams. Some are probably, as Porto, are quoted to have better players, but we find a way to compete. And I think that's dead interesting. We've done it right through all the qualifying rounds. Some teams were thought to be inferior to us, but we went out, competed and found a way to get a result. And I'm hoping we do that on Thursday night as well. I think it'll be an open end-to-end game. And I hope we come out 1 goal to the good.
A 1-0, that day.
No, there'll be 1 more goal than Bridge. That's what I'm hoping for.
I know what you mean, Phil. I know what you mean.
7-6.
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? That'd be fantastic.
Well, away goals are, goals scored against you is quite important in Europe as well. So obviously you don't want any of them if possible. And I think that, by the way, guys, I'm telling you, see, when we're talking about the hairs in the back of my neck are standing up. It's amazing to think about it, you flash back to we're really, really dire times. And here we are, we're talking about our team. And can we win at Ibrox against a really good side in Porto? They may not be in their pomp as they were maybe a year or two ago, but my goodness, they're still a good team. And here we are, our names in the same banner headline as theirs, Now, we may not be such a large and beautiful and well publicised team as we have across this. I can't say it any longer. Need to stop laughing. But no, seriously, we're a huge team, huge club coming back, and we're here. So let's see how we can do. That's what really matters to all the Bears. Let's see how we can do.
I've got a wee question for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
The day's Big Pruso's birthday. I think he's 44, 45.
The warrior.
Who was the better target man, if you could call it, him or Haitley?
Haitley. For me, I'll just jump in now. I'll say Haitley.
Well, Haitley would be a better header of the ball. Purcell would be a better player with a ball at his feet.
Aye, I give you that.
I mean, you've got to remember, Purcell done it in the World Cup, mate, for Croatia.
Purcell scored in that game against Porto, I know.
2. Did he not give one penalty away? Did he not give one a horn ball away, from memory as well?
Yep.
Put his horn up.
I would go Haitley myself all day long, mate.
Yeah, I think I absolutely love Purcell. But if you're asking me who was the better out-and-out target man, I have to say Haitley. I have to say it. Because he made a lot of goals for McCoist, won a lot of balls, and the ball dropped. I just loved Purcell when when he ran with the ball at his feet, and my God, he was a pure warrior. And with a big bandage over his head and all that nonsense, just all these thoughts, fantastic, brilliant.
He done it in Bridge. He done it for Croatia. Was it in?
It was a fabulous player. But when you ask me who was the better target man, I can only talk about the Rangers. And for the Rangers, then I would have to say Mark Hateley was a better target man.
I think he played a better Rangers team, if that makes sense. Hateley was privileged to play in a better Rangers team, GFK, than maybe Puzzle had run about him.
Well, the memory that I'll love with forever, mate, was the 13th of May 1991, and then that big flying header against the Sheep at Ibrox to win the championship that day. I thought Mark Hateley, and the goal I know he scored against Leeds United. But I agree with you saying. I think on the ground I thought Purcell was a better football player. I'll give you that. I think I would agree with that.
That's no slight of Mark Hateley.
No. Two different types at centre forwards, and I bet the same as like you'd Ali McCoy and number 10, who we never name. Along with Mark Hateley, and he fed off they two as well. So Purcell was a fantastic player.
So was Hateley.
So was Hateley. Oh, definitely.
I loved Hateley when Walter Smith brought him back for the one game against them at Parkhead, and we beat them. Unbelievable, we get sent off. Amazing stuff. Amazing scenes. Just fantastic. Great memories. I mean, depending what happens in Thursday. Sorry.
I just checked the betting out. Porto are slight favourites, but they've got to really nip and tuck. Just looking at bets 365. Slight favourites, Porto.
Well, they're a Champions League side and have been for years. On paper, they would look favourites, but we're a surprise package to some of these teams. They're used to Scottish teams maybe going more direct. We're a good passing side, good movement, and we've got a tip-top striker in Morelos. We're a big threat to them when they play against us, and I bet they weren't expecting that when the draw was made,
Yeah. And just changing the subject back to your last question, Mark Hateley's turning the lights on in the Shankill Road this Christmas.
Yeah, he is indeed. I saw that, yep.
Yeah, so Big Puzzle's never done that.
No,
the reason I brought him up between the two strikers was Hateley's goal anniversary when the 2-1 Leeds one was last night and Pruso's birthday today. I know a lot of people will be saying we've had better headers of the ball. Big Derek Johnson comes to mind. But it just seemed that for two players who weren't Scottish and they were both terrific in the air. But Mark Hateley, for me, was the more deadly in the air, the two of them.
Yeah.
But Puzzle's story was pretty unique, wasn't it, Bridge?
Oh, yes.
Being a mechanic, he also played in the Champions League.
Yes.
Final, wasn't it, for Monaco, wasn't it?
I think it was... I thought it was absolutely fantastic that we could get a player who's played the level that guy played it. And he loved playing for the Rangers. He absolutely loved it, and he was brilliant for us. Absolutely brilliant. We go through, there's certain eras within our memory of supporting Rangers. And Purzo, the years that Purzo was there were just out of this world. He was just different class. Seriously, just different class. But I loved, we picked the ball in the wing and the inside forward position, and he just ran. And he forced people into mistakes and things like that. It was just great to have a battler like that, a real battler.
Who scored the most goals out of the two of them, Oxford? Do you know that?
Hateley by distance.
Hateley, by a long way.
For a couple of years,
Aye. I would have said about 25 to 30 for Pruso and maybe 50 to 60 for Hateley.
Oh, no, Mark Hateley's a lot more than that, mate.
Is he?
I'll soon tell you in a minute, mate.
Oh, aye, a lot more goals for us. A lot of goals.
Daniel Puzzle. Where have he went? He's disappeared.
Just leave it. There's only a wee question. You've usually got facts like that at your fingertips.
37 goals in 124 games. And Mark Gately. They're all right. There's Season. 115 goals in 222 games, Fox.
For God's sake, I didn't think it was that many. Maybe I was only talking there the season then.
Foxy, love it, love it.
Oh dear.
But Gately was some servant for us, and he had a fabulous partnership with Ali McCoy. And of course with Mojo as well. He had a great partnership with him. Mind Ali was getting scalps in his bum sitting in the bench all the time. Gately was brilliant. Think back, Oxtear, and think we had all these Dutchmen that came and played for us, and some of them are world stars, the De Boers, Van Bronckhorst. It's just wonderful that they think back. Our team had all these players playing for us.
I think we've got two world stars at our club at the moment, mate. One is our manager, and one an up and coming. And Morelos, to me, see the touch he took for the second goal. I don't think he can do that 18 months ago. That's how much I think he's improved.
I was seriously. I was sitting just at the angle, the same angle he is when he had the shot, and it didn't look like a shot properly, But my God, it just exploded in the back of the net, and the place went absolutely radio rental, unbelievable. The smoke bombs were getting off, the flares were going off, you name it. It's all happening.
You took your flares off?
No, not me, no. The young boys are setting the flares off.
The pass that Fred gave to Big Hollander, I think, watching it at the time, I think Hoffies were expecting him to have a wild swing of the boot and have a shot. But no, the Alfredo Morelos of last season would have done that Oxshire, but he's matured as a player. I said this the other night that he's been taken aside by the manager, the backroom staff, Gary McAllister, and there was a wee word in his ear, and we're getting the fruition of that, mate, and it's absolutely wonderful to see him. He's playing with a smile on his face, and let's hope that all this rubbish stories about him leaving in January is rubbish. I think it is. I'll not happen. I can't see it happening either. I think he's beginning to realise now what Rangers is all about, and it's absolutely wonderful. As I say, I was expecting to sclaff that ball, but that cracking pass to Big Hollander. So really pleased about the way he's playing now. As I said the other night there, he's a second top scorer in all competitions this year in Europe. So he's only one behind, I can't remember his name, I said his name last night. It doesn't matter anyway, but he's doing really well, obviously, isn't he? He's your striker, and long may he remain there. And Jermaine Defoe as well, wanting him to stay in January as well.
Will he beat Negri's record of 31 goals before Christmas?
Oh wow. Oh wow, that's a question, isn't it?
That's a bad question. But I bet you Negri spent more time on the park, mate. I don't mean that in a nasty way. I mean,
no, well, he's not been sent off. He's played in most of the games this season,
You think back, Defoe started. You think back to the Hearts game away. Did Defoe start that game?
He's got 11.
Started the Old Firm game.
He needs 12 goals before Christmas, mate. Is there enough games for him?
Oh God, aye.
I
think we've still got about 12 or 13 games to play.
11 games.
11, there you go.
11.
There you go.
So is that including the cup final?
That includes the cup and all the European games as well.
Yeah, but there will be, one of the games will have to be put aside. Is that right? It have to be put back?
No, we're still playing on that day. The game's against St Johnstone is.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, will it be rescheduled after, or will it be rescheduled within?
It'll be after, because there's no.
After, okay, interesting.
Aye, because we're playing the 20th, Bridge, and then we're playing the 26th of December, and then we're playing the 29th, so it'll be after January, mate.
I would think so too. I didn't know whether that stupid SPFL would say, right, you have to play this before the end of the year, and that's it.
No, the internet,
I believe they're looking at the 25th of December to see if they can take it.
there's only one guy that works that day, mate. Don't spoil it for the young listeners now.
Folks, dear, can I ask a question?
As long as it's not too hard, look at the two we're going with.
No, it's about. It's really about the nonsense that was going on at Hampden and on the park. And I'm speaking about one of the Hearts players, that boy McLean, Stephen McLean. He had 3 or 4 bangs.
He should have been off a park, mate. He should have been off a park.
It should have been, I mean, unbelievable.
Even
And
his
then
manager knew that. Even the antics his manager trying to get a substitution made.
But why didn't he? I mean, it's just blatant, right in front of his eyes, and he's not doing nothing about it.
Well,
and he'll go talk a lot of rubbish.
It'd be that good referees would maybe send you off for the intent. Didn't matter whether he hit somebody. He should be off the park. It was booked and could have been red carded for the challenge on Goldson because it was. I don't know what I say it's deliberate because it's hard to judge that. Only he'll know that. But let's just say it was the best of challenges. GFK, he could have easily had a red card for that.
I'm screaming at the tell. It was a that alone was a red card. Never mind a booking. I mean, I know he'd been booked really early on in the game, but you know, and the wee turncoat and all, he should have been sent off. Don't even use his name. But I seen a picture of him and Ryan Kent, and somebody put a caption for us, and somebody put on it, "Remember I battered Bruni, and I'll do the same to you." You know, because he was growling at Naismith. That was he stuck my elbow on Goldson. You know, and he got away with it. What's that all about? You know, if that was a Rangers player, he'd have been sent off. That's no kid will sell on. And if that had been a Rangers player that had done that to the goalkeeper, he'd have been sent off. So it was absolutely disgusting.
Whatever happened to the compliance officer this season? You've not heard a thing about him, have you?
No.
Or her? Isn't it? Is it only when Rangers are involved in some controversy that they stick their head above the parapet?
Yeah, it seems to be.
Absolutely, pal. Exactly what that's like.
That's a great point, Fox. I'm glad Richard raised that about McLean. But what were the way your disciplines improved this season? And it's a big factor for keeping players on the park. It seemed last season we used to win every game with 10 men, particularly in Europe, but we're doing it a bit easier and we're probably getting a booking. Fox and GFK.
Discipline's been good this season. All round. Brian Jack, who had a few wee tussles with the compliance officer as well. Morelos. Discipline's good. I think they understand that you can't contribute to the team if you're off the park, and it's got through to them, especially Alfie, as we all know. People
Can I just cut across you there, Fox?
Right, go.
Really sorry, mate, really rude. I've just been sent a message. That's Blue Star managed to get home for Saturday night. He's just returned to him. All right, carry on.
Well, brilliant. That's superb.
I can't follow that. That's good news.
JFK?
I wasn't out with him, you were, so you can't blame me. Look, I said earlier on the season about the discipline of the whole team. What's really, really pleasing is that Alfredo is remaining on the park. I know some of his bookings were justified, but I would say 2/3 of them weren't, especially the red cards. So, I said that last week. I think he's been taken. I said it tonight as well. I think he's been taken aside and give a bit of realisation here. Look, who you're playing for. This is Rangers. This is a wee club. It's a world famous Rangers. So it's good to see. On the compliance officer, I'm glad that Fox had brought that up about the McLean tackle on it, because they went very silent. But you know something, that'll rear its ugly head in the next few weeks if things aren't going their way, and there's any so-called bad tackles our way.
Well, I'm not just talking about the Morelos, Jack, the whole team, mate.
That's what I said. I said the whole team. I think the whole
team,
the whole discipline-wise, I think the whole team. You can see it they're all walking away and no getting involved. You know, many times we've seen some of them lying on the ground and lashing out. They just get up, get on with it, have a smile on your face even though you're in pain. I mean, I used to do that when I was a wee right winger, and you know that, you probably found that out. I just got up and got on with it, pal. So, but that's the name of the game. Get up and go on with it and put the ball in the pokey and just laugh at them. So the discipline we've got now is absolutely A1. Brilliant stuff.
Does that mean then that as far as controversy within the football is concerned, is it stopped? There is no controversy. There's no incidents at all.
Well, it looks as if
for them to come and investigate. Are we saying that every week in Scottish football, there's not been one incident that should be looked at by the compliance officer? I'd find that hard. There's definitely an agenda somewhere there.
I'd agree with you there, aye, definitely.
There's no agenda of Scottish football, Bridge. What do you mean?
There might be an agenda in there. It's hard to believe that there's no agenda in there. Goodness sake. You know, the first bad tackle that any of our guys make, particularly Mr. Morelos, he'll probably get hauled up before the compliance officer and banned.
When there was a wee stramash on Sunday with about 20 minutes to go, the one that JFK was mentioning earlier on there, Morelos was on about 20 yards away, then he walked to go and drink it.
Aye. So that's good. That's good. The penny's dropped, as they say, isn't it?
I think it might have been the Colombian thing, a mixture of both things might have helped him.
Well, I would say so. It's good to see, you know. I mean, we all can get hot-heated and we'll be going to see Rangers long enough, and we know that it can be a nitty-gritty tackles and things like that. But no, it's good to see. Really pleasing, and that can only bode well for us. But for him, for Alfredo especially, if there's any suitors out there that are looking to buy him, then I know wanting a player that's hot-headed. And in the long term, when he does go, he'll go with your best wishes. But it's going to have to be for 30, 40, 50 million, playing like that. And let's hope he breaks Negri's record and scores 32 before Santa comes, you know, and that'd be brilliant.
Well, apart from his temperament, what other areas do you think he's improved in, Jimmy?
Can I just come in there, Fox? I said to you that second goal, that touch he took, took one touch and then passed it. I don't think he does that a year ago. I really don't. On you go, JFK.
I'm the same as yourself, but you spoke about that earlier on, and I agreed with you. I just think he's the point I was talking about earlier on, Fox, when Ryan Kent picked up the ball, and you could see Alfredo running with him. And he's taken 2 or 3 players out of the game because they're more interested in him, you know. But even for the goal that he set up, you know, you're thinking to yourself, what is a number 9 doing out there? But I mean, he's playing 100% better than he was last season, and I think he's not just. I wouldn't say any one part of his game, Fox. I think overall his whole game's improved. His temperament, his reading of the game, you know. His passing is 100% better, and that's for me, that's brilliant, you know, and for all you guys as well, that's brilliant. And let's hope that the silly rumours that are going about don't take him away from us before the end of the season. If it goes at the end of the season after his doing 55, then unfortunately that it would happen. But it would go with my best wishes, and I know everybody else's. But I think he's turned out to be the player that we all wanted him to be, and he is there now, and it's brilliant.
He's still got all the skills that he had last season, and his movement on the ball is just something nice to see. And once again, I see it when that young lad is on the pitch and the ball goes anywhere near him, the whole stadium is just ready to stand up and get out of their seats, and he's so exciting. He brings a lot of excitement to the game, to the crowd. And when he does score, it's just a pleasure. You watch that big smile he's got. It fills his mouth up with teeth, and it's a lovely big smile. There you go. That's fantastic. They just love him. The crowd just go crazy for him. Seriously, I think it's wonderful.
What about you, Fox? Do you think he's brought his game?
I think his decision making's improved a lot as well this season. and in the decision making comes to the point of not being offside a lot. He's very aware now of looking along the line and making his runs at the right time. Last year I thought he got caught offside an awful lot, but this year, as you see, he's arriving late, probably at the back post, and his timing of the runs is absolutely brilliant, you know.
I think he's well, obviously he was young when we got him. Was he 21 years of age when he appeared in my team, or 20 maybe? And you can see him improving, and I think he's got potential to go right to the top in the game. Hopefully it's with us, but the modern football is a modern football, and I wish him all the best in his career.
Do you think reluctantly the Scottish press are beginning to see his qualities now? And I think we do notice in some of the things you read online that they're beginning to admit he's a very good player now.
Well, has he scored away in Porto? Did he score away in Young Boys?
I mean, he's scoring against top teams. He scored in the semi-final, so. But I think they're beginning to appreciate we've got a really good player now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I might be spitting in the craw right enough, but
can I come in on that? Because I've got a slightly different. I think they realise it, but I don't think they write as if they realise it. I don't think they're writing about him, and that means it's very positive for me. If they don't write about him properly in a positive way, at least he's not getting negative press, if you follow me. And when they've not got negative press, they don't say too much about us, to be honest. That's the way I see it. I don't see them. I know that we buy the papers or anything like that, so please forgive me if you think that, but I'm not buying the papers. But I just don't see them praising Rangers to the hilt. I just don't see it. So if I'm wrong, I'll take my hat off and say thank you very much. But seriously, to me, they're just not saying the negative about Alfredo Morelos. That's all, and that is a positive thing.
Can I come in here, Oxford? I would slightly disagree with you, Bridgeman. You know, I watched. It was on Monday night instead of Sunday. I did watch the BBC show, and I must say, we did get high praise. You know, and I go along with what Ox here saying and Fox here. I think the pennies dropped with them as well. That some of the things they were saying about Alfredo Morelos, and it's all good stuff, you know. And there's no but now. There's no but if he does this, but if he does that. And I think the penny has dropped with him as well. Look, this is a great player, you know. And we all know he is. So, no, even on, I was talking to somebody listening to Snide Radio, and they say even, no, the man that we all love to hate, he's getting plaudits as well. So, we're not bothered about them. We're the people that matter about getting plaudits. But he's getting the plaudits deservedly so now. And that's the way we want him in the headlines. We don't want him in the back pages for stupid tackles and gestures and lashing out. So he's in the headlines for the right reasons. And let's hope that come Thursday night, Friday morning, he's in the headlines again and putting the ball in the back of the onion bag against Porto. So, you know, it's all positive for me now.
No, Jimmy, my experience of when I listened to Radio Clyde and the BBC, when the likes of Morelos, when they were talking about Morelos on his own, it was going to be negative, 100% sure. But whenever there was anything positive, I found that they just linked Celtic with it. They would turn and say Rangers with Morelos and Celtic with Maverick City head up in front. That's the way it looked like to me. So that they couldn't praise Morelos too highly, because they should have been praising him highly. He's a young lad that came into the Scottish League and he was a prize. And look at him now. The boy's seems to be one of the best footballers in Scotland, if not in Britain.
I think
footballer.
I think Fox wasn't arguing with that. What he's saying is 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, but there's a sea change turning because his record's shutting him up.
That's a good point as well. Of course, I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with it. Forgive me, my bitterness and badness comes out when we talk about the press.
I've never
these people
noticed.
just-
Does anybody else
I know.
notice?
Never. No like you, Bridge.
You know, it's and it, Jimmy, I'm listening to you saying that you watched it on Monday night. Was that the cup
No,
finals?
no, they're not allowed to show that. Their show was in Monday night. It's either Sunday night. It
What's
was
that?
the league games on.
Right, okay.
But they did speak about he said before they start with tonight's show, and they gave a summary, and they went to a reporter who was at the game, and it was actually two. It was Billy Dodds and Neil McCann, and they all spoke highly. I went back to the studio, and they all spoke highly of Rangers and Hingme. So, I mean, we know if they're two-faced, I know, but I'm pleased with that. We got a lot of plaudits. No time for the BBC. We all know what they did to us in the past, but no, like Bridge Fox is saying there, I think the pennies dropped a lot of them. They're beginning to see now that Alfredo Morelos is the player that we all wanted him to be, and we all know he is now. So I'm happy with that, and that's good for us going forward. And as Fox said, I mean, it'd be brilliant that they were writing about Alfredo Morelos on Christmas Eve, saying that he scored 32 goals and he broke the record set by Marco Negri. How
That'd
could
be
they?
fabulous.
Oh, that'd be magnificent. They couldn't put any spin on that. He's done it, and that's it.
Do you know? I think there's the manager's been important. The Colombian manager, our squad. There's another name I think it's worth a mention with the Morelos story. Is the Boyd Defoe.
Yeah.
I think the Boyd Defoe's maybe helping them on the park, off the park, just everything. Saying, well, look at his record, goals he's scored, his disciplinary record, the way he conducts his life. He is a role model, Fox, you know, and if Alfie can learn from him, it can only be good for him. It's like you teaching me, you know.
I wouldn't go that far. I think he's got a brilliant role model in Jermaine Defoe, who's played at a very, very high level and a terrific goal scorer. And at the age of 37, has shown a younger Alfie what professionalism's all about. Staying fit, he doesn't drink, and he still trains as hard as he probably did when he was 16 and 17. He's a great role model, and one that a lot of players at Ibrox could look up to.
Yeah, here.
Aye, well, Morelos, different kinds of goals. He's scoring, you know, headers, and he's scoring centre forward goals. He's making goals. Obviously, they're the guys that grab the headlines. But what we were back for the last few minutes, you know, all of a sudden we complained about it, we debated, big. Stardog had himself down, glued himself to the gates because Katic wasn't playing. And all of a sudden we've ended up with this back four: Hollander, Golson, Tavernier, Barisic. Barisic, Croatian international left back, has come on again for us after a shaky start last season. Hollander's improving. I don't think he's ever going to win you the 100 metres, but he's a great reader of the game, and I think Bridges' point about having a left foot's a big thing. Tav had a shaky spell but come back in. And Golson seems to be one that the manager trusts. So that we've ended up with a settled back four. Did you see that coming, JFK?
No, I never saw it coming as the lights develop, you know, because I mean we always thought about that Katic would be the man holding that position. But I mean the gaffer's been reluctant to drop big goals, and there's been a lot of funny spoke about that here about no, that's his boy, you know, that's carry on. But now we've got Flanagan back as well. I mean you're talking about any 4 for 6 there easily, and I'm happy about that, you know. I don't want to keep. I remember when Graham Souness first came to Ibrox and he built the team for the back forward, and he did say that when you get the back right, he says, and everything after that will just fall into place, and it does. And I think that's what's happened now. We're back four settled, all international players, obviously Tav, isn't he? But you get into the middle of the park, as we were talking about earlier on, and then you go up front. So everything's just fell into place, Oxford, and that looks good for us. You know, our back four is solid at the moment. Katic is going to have to play something to get into that back four. Goals has not done anything wrong at this moment in time to say he should be shifted, and Hollander looks now as if he's a mainstay in that back four.
And don't forget about young Giorgio Edmondson.
Yeah, Giorgio and the other boy I know who are back up Polster. You know, they're no. If you include them, then you're talking about any 4-for-8 then, in the back four on alone. So, when was the last time we had anything like that? And even to get into the midfield, any 3-for-7. So everything bodes well, you know, and we can bump our gums all we want about great players. But I think this season is it, especially since they sent us down to the dungeons. This is the best team that we've had ever since then, without a shadow of a doubt.
By a distance, mate.
Oh, by a big distance, mate. By a big distance.
Box, I'll go to the centre half expert in a second if we can find one. Did you see this stability coming?
Shocker.
Mr. Pritch. Did you see this stability coming? Because obviously Flanagan was coming in, Halliday was coming in. It was only your mate. It was maybe a constant along with goals. But then bang, poof. There's no change for weeks.
Aye, well, look, let's be honest here. The back four have all got a mistake in them. And they will show up to low goals during the season. But as a unit, they seem to be operating very well together now. And as long as our forward line keep banging in the goals, we can afford a mishap every now and again, a losing a goal. But on the same note, Barisic has felt adulation and heaped with criticism. Same with Tav, same with Goldson. Hollander never hasn't suffered that yet, but will in some form in the next couple of months. But as a unit, they're playing well, and backed up with Alan McGregor in goal. But they're hoping that if one makes a mistake, the other ones will cover for them.
Aye, a unit.
Aye, they're a unit, aye.
Aye, right, okay. Let's hear for the defensive guru.
Yeah, I'm very pleased at Tavernier's performance at the weekend. Big improvement. So he's coming back to his confident self, and long may it last, because he's a smashing player going forward. A real athlete, by the way. We haven't had an athlete like that since we had Sandy Jardine, to be honest, in our team. So I think he's one of the better going forward type players. Obviously, he's a weakness if he's up the front, he can't be at the back, you know. We're twin centre halves. Well, Goldson's been a rock for our manager. He's been an absolute rock for him. There's been a few, shall we say, wobbles and a few on goals, poor passes sometimes coming out, but he's kept himself steady. He's done everything he can. He's not the biggest player in the whole world. I mean, size-wise, he's not the biggest, but he looks good. For me, he looks good. And you pair them up now with the boy Helander, who I can see, and I saw it a long time ago. He's got quality. I mean, quality ripping at him, and you can see how he's reading the game. You watch him playing, and he's got this European experience, international, Swedish international. You know, you can't. I know we paid $3.5 million. He's a fantastic player. And what can we say about Barisic? He's come right out of that shell he was in for most of last year. Come right out of it. And I think maybe the praise, I think one of the boys was saying earlier, he's getting praised to the high heavens and he enjoys that. And you watch some of the way he gets down there, he gets the ball across and things like that nowadays. It's just great. So as a defence, I think we're playing very well. I don't think we're the finished article, because as we go forward, I have to say this, guys, and I'm not being funny when I say it, the next person our manager brings in has got to be a better level, and Ryan Kent is the start of that. So you're going up a wee level, and we have to go up. We can't stand still. We have to raise the bar. So the board's going to be very busy giving us money to raise
No,
our
but that's
team
the
back.
point of
Might
Fox.
take a few years. Sorry.
That's a Fox's point. Fox is making that's maybe how it's more important to get the can get through in the group.
Oh yeah.
know?
Well, I'm not really caring. Look, a part of me wants my team and my club to do well and flourish. You listen to Dave King speaking 4 years ago, and Dave King said it's going to take over £50 million to get Rangers as a club back to anywhere near where they were, and that's probably, as a board, it's probably what they've spent, about 50 million quid, and it might be this year or the next year when it all levels out for us. And we need, while we're doing that, I think we're doing better than they planned, to be honest. And we're in a process now. If we can get to the end of the group stage, you're going to get something like back to the money again, between 10, 12, maybe 14 million like we got last year. Or indeed, if we can get out the group stages, you're going to get more. So every pound more goes back in. We just need, as a board, we just need to settle down, get rid of Mr. Ashley out of the way, and start investing in the things that we wanted to invest, and get those investments out of the way for the next 2 years.
Nice to see the day that young Lewis Mayo got added to the first team squad.
I saw that.
Young centre half, Bridge, he's been capped at under 16, under 17, under 19 level. And he joins Jamie Burjonas into the first team pool only the other week there. So the pathway for the young boys is getting shown. If they can take up the cudgel and start fighting for a place, the pathway is open for them.
Can I ask you a question here, Foxy? You know, Jamie Burjonas, he played for us two or 3 years ago in the first team. Only limited cameo role type things, but he still played, and he played a couple of games, I think, or came on a couple of games. Wouldn't it be marvellous to listen to him telling us what it was like when he first came on? All the excitement that getting out of the Rangers first team, and now he's in with the pool. He must see the difference in the quality that's come through, and of course the manager and the management team, manager's team. Just
the boy. Come back to the boy Mayo, Fox. You mentioned there. I only seen him once live, and that was against Oxford, and I think he scored a goal. We got one of our goals, but he looked not a bad prospect. As a very, very young lad.
Well, this is when you'll find out. When you're training with the first team, you either can step up your game or you can't, and you'll end up getting back into the reserve side. But hopefully the young boy takes his chance and does well.
That's what's happened to Stardog, right? He's come in with the first team and he's had to drop out, hasn't he?
Aye, well, this is what happens.
That's unfair, you.
You know what I mean? Couldn't keep up.
What a shocker you are. Poor Stardog.
Stardog knows I love him.
That's great.
Anyway, well, I can't believe it, Bridge. We've reached that time of the evening, mate.
Oh, goodness sake. By the way, what a marvellous night discussions. I hope the guys in the lobby enjoyed it as well. Because it's really good to be talking away about the way we're talking. And guys won't necessarily agree with you, some will. It doesn't really matter. It's all part and parcel of the enjoyment of Glasgow Rangers. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, this is Rangers Radio. So everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us. Keep it going.
Cheers, Bridge. Can I thank you, your good self, JFK, Stardog, Fox, and of course Old School Blue in the background, whom we've been able to show, who keeps us on our toes with the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11, talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through and through. Well, the legends come and the legends go, but Rangers live on just the same. For a new one's born when the blue shirts won, and we all remember their name. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary the world can say. Bring it on some more, 'cause you know for sure that we don't do walk away. We don't do walk away. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through and through. We are the legendary